YouTube, what's going on? It's your girl, A Good Steward, with another video for you. So I try to make videos bi-weekly when I get paid, documenting my financial journey, as I try to keep myself together using principles found in the Bible. So you can think of it as a channel all about faith and finance. So if that sounds interesting to you, please keep watching as I budget out my March 12th paycheck. So this, again, I always say, and just kind of put the caveat out there, that this is a video, or I'm sorry, this is a worksheet that I created myself, inspired by the Budget Mom and her budget by paycheck method. But I just have like all of my own categories for my cash envelopes, my sinking funds, and then just kind of the order in which I budget everything out. So if you could, we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So this is for my March 12th paycheck, and I will fill that in. 2012, my goodness, it's 2021. All right, so this is paycheck number 1, the first paycheck of the month. I'm actually going to, let's see about zooming you guys in just to make sure that you all can see the worksheet very carefully. So I didn't have any extra income this particular pay cycle, which is a bummer. I rarely get extra income, but every now and then I do. And so just working on some side hustles. None of them have proven very profitable yet, but nevertheless, we're going to keep on keeping on. So the amount I received in my paycheck from my regular pay was $3,278. I've shared before on my channel that I am an educator. So next, from that $3,278, then I always give my tithe and offering. I think that it's very important. That's why I have that the very first thing. That's the first thing that I do as a way of showing gratitude towards the Lord for his blessings and for the ability that he's given me to earn a living. So that is $613 that I budget out. And when I take that $613 and subtract it from the $3,278, then I am left with $2,665. The next thing that I have here is paying myself next. So after I pay my tithe, and I do, just FYI, pay tithe on my gross and not my net. That's just the way that I was always taught. So next I do the pay yourself next method. And so I put $200 in savings. $10 will go in my Robinhood account. $250 will go into my retirement account. And that is a total of $460. And when I take that $460 and I subtract it from the $2,665, then that leaves me with $2,205. So next are my fixed expenses, and these are things that I pay online. So if I have a little zero here, that means I pay for that out of my second paycheck of the month. So for my cell phone bills, there's 4 cell phones on my plan. But anyway, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for today. But that is zero for this. $400 will go to my car. My gas bill doesn't get paid right now. My Discover card, pleased to announce, that has a 0 balance on it. Woohoo! I did do a balance transfer to a 0% interest rate card, but I paid that off when I got my tax check a couple of weeks ago. So very excited about that. So I'm no longer in any credit card debt. So that's awesome. $30 will go to gas for 2 weeks. Hulu doesn't get paid. My electric bill doesn't need to get paid. My mortgage will get $900. And then I have 2 separate student loan accounts that each have their own series of loans in them. So the first one is for $153, and the second one is for $327. So these are the 2 debts that I am going to start aggressively paying. I have not figured out exactly what I'm going to do or how I want to do that. And so if you guys are paying down student loan debt, or if you have paid down student loan debt, I'd love for you all to share some examples of how you're doing it or how you did it, because I just need to figure my plan out and just get my life right. So Netflix will get 0. I pay for Netflix, and my parents do share my account with me. I pay for it, and they just log in. We don't live together, but I don't know if you guys saw that Netflix is trying to crack down on sharing accounts, and so we'll see about Netflix. So that's just really interesting to me. And then my internet bill doesn't get paid this cycle. So this is a total of $1,810. And when you take this amount and subtract it from the 2205, then I am left with $395. So then we go up here to my cash envelopes. And again, I have that $395 that I have left to spend. And so in my cash envelopes, then the following, I will be putting $10 in beauty. Clothes and shoes also get $10. Eating out will receive $10. Groceries get $60. Household $15. Miscellaneous $15. And so that is a total of $120. So I'm still playing around with these amounts. Sometimes I had been doing $50 for groceries, and even though I don't eat a ton and I know how to shop really well at the grocery store, I still was not getting myself the normal treats that I like to have, and I can have a sweet tooth, so I added $10 extra here to this category this go around. So just kind of trying to figure it out since I am new to budgeting. So I'm just trying to make certain that I have enough in my categories. And so this has been really hard for me. It's been good and I've been successful, but it's been hard. So, so just kind of wanting to name that and acknowledge it, right? So, anywho, my cash envelopes total $120, and when I subtract it from the $395 that I had over here, then that leaves me with $275. And that is what I'm going to disperse into my sinking funds. And so I do use the Dave Ramsey inspired method where it's the zero-based budgeting. And so like every single dollar that I earn, that $3,278, every single dollar has an assignment that I give it. And so I know exactly what's happening to the money. And so for years, I've been paid, and I get paid well. Again, I'm single. I don't have any dependents, and so my income is mine to do with as I desire, or at least that's what I've always thought. But I should have been doing just such a better job with my finances, as well as just being accountable to God for how I have spent and oftentimes wasted money in the past. So anyway, that's one of the reasons why I started the channel. So when it comes to my sinking funds, I think I have about 20 sinking funds. And so what I recently did was divided them out, because every single paycheck, then I was trying to really figure out different amounts, and it would be different each pay. And sometimes I'd put $3 in an envelope. Sometimes I'm putting much more. And so I really I budgeted it out, and so I'll be putting some in for the first pay of the month, and I will be stuffing others for the second pay of the month. So I'm going to try that method and see if that's a little bit better. So there will be some sinking funds that don't get stuffed at all for this or with this particular paycheck. So my parents' anniversary party is going to get $30. And my siblings and I finally settled on our amounts that we all have to save up and pay. And so we're going to all pay $650 each. So I feel a lot better knowing kind of just what my portion is. I will have to start stuffing this more or selling a lot more on Poshmark just to get that amount. I have that amount in the bank already, as far as I have it in a few savings accounts, but I really don't want to pull from my savings accounts. And that's the whole point of the sinking funds, is because I was queen of pulling money out of my savings accounts. And so with having these sinking funds and really planning for an expense, then that's I'm looking forward to that and being able to build my savings separately, so I'm not constantly taking money out of those savings accounts. But with that said, benevolence and being able to give to others will get a $10 or a $10 bill. Birthday is going to get $10. Blinds for my living room will get $5. Candle day is not going to get anything. Car insurance will get $30. I just paid it in February, so now that envelope we're starting over again, and it's due in August. So I should have enough money if I do $30 per pay. Car maintenance will get $15. Car registration is due in April. I don't know the amount yet, but I will be putting $25 there. Let's see. For my Christmas challenge, it's going to be $50, even though I pulled 2 envelopes and it actually totals to $56. But for my paycheck, then it'll be $50, and I will explain in my next video where I'm getting the other $6 from. Emergency is going to get its usual $45. Furniture, I've been not stuffing, but I'm going to start stuffing that, and that's going to get $5. Gifts will get $10. Home decor doesn't get stuffed this time. House maintenance will get $15. Kids college gets $10. Lawn care will get $15, and I need to up this one as well. So my company came the other day and did the initial spraying and the treatment for my front yard and my backyard, and their prices went up by like $4 or $5. And so just I will need to be more diligent with saving more money in this envelope. Phone upgrades, planner, vacation, and wedding. None of those 4 will get stuffed this round, and that totals $275, which leaves me with 0 left over. Every single dollar of this paycheck has been accounted for and has a specific place to go. And that's what just excites me. And so sometimes I feel like I don't have enough money, but then I remember that I've got money in my sinking funds. I'm building up my savings in the bank. And so it's easier for me to make those sacrifices. And it's just like, okay, I don't need a new nail polish. I don't need to try a new, a new lip gloss color, or I don't need that sweater, or I don't need whatever. And so for years, I've just kind of played loose and free with my money. And so now it's just buckling down. And so really training myself to be better is really important. So anywho, on the back of the paper, we have the actual cash breakdown. And I am going to, let's see here. I'll zoom it in a little bit, or zoom it out rather, just so you can see more of the page. So here I just put my amounts, and then I put the denomination, and then I'll go to the video I go to the bank, and then in my next video, you will see me stuffing these envelopes. So let's go ahead, and I actually will go ahead and fill this part out off camera, just so that the video won't be too terribly long, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I am back. And so what I did was list all of the amounts for each of the sinking funds and the cash envelopes that I got from this side of the worksheet. So I listed all of those here, as well as the breakdown of the denominations for what I needed from the bank. So for the anniversary party, $30, I'm getting a $10 bill and a $20 bill. And I do that for every single envelope. And when you add it up, then I'm withdrawing 9 5s, 16 10s, 10 20s. So that's $45, $160, $200. And so it is a total of $405. And so when you add it up this way, it's $405. And then when you add it up this way, it's $405. So then I take my little cash withdrawal sheet to the bank, and this is what I do. So $100 bills, I'm getting 0. Amount is 0. $50 bills, same thing. $20, I'm getting 10 $20 bills for $200, so on and so forth. So that's what I take to the bank to get my money. So the last thing I have on my worksheet are just very specific action steps, and so things that I want to make sure that I don't forget to do from this paycheck. So I need to make sure that I go to the bank for cash so that I can do my envelopes, right? I need to make sure that I pay bills online. And that is for this round, my student loans. Let's see. And then the last thing I mentioned earlier, and I said I would do it in my next video, but I can do it now. So for the Christmas challenge, I actually found in my coin jar, and I've been saving, I've got this big bucket of coins, and I've been saving it for years, just kind of forgot all about it. But I've also put some dollar bills in there from time to time. So I had $16 in there. So I'm actually going to take that $16 and $6 of those dollars will go into my Christmas challenge envelope. So that's why it just says $50 here, but I have $6. It's not coming out of my paycheck. And the other 10 I'm going to add to the anniversary party envelope. So I'll actually be putting $40 in anniversary instead of $30 and $56 in Christmas instead of $50. But because it wasn't part of my income, then I didn't put it on here as far as needing to withdraw it from the bank. But I don't want to forget to do that. So I want to take money from my coin jar and add to Christmas and anniversary. So those are it for my action steps. So that's it for my budget with me video. Again, that's how I budget. Using this particular method, again, inspired by both the Budget Mom and by Dave Ramsey. I'm going to probably change it up a little bit once I figure out how I'm going to begin to pay down the student loan, needing to pay extra every single month to that, starting in the month of April. So I've got to figure out how to do that. But I'm trying to figure out, like, do I want to go ahead and save my $650 for the anniversary party, which is in June, before I start aggressively doing this one? Do I do them at the same time and simultaneously? Not really sure yet. So I'd love any feedback that you guys can give me. That would be greatly appreciated. So as always, I also always share a scripture at the end of every single one of my videos. I think that that's really important. Again, I'm all about the faith and finance and how they go hand in hand together, and how I'm trying to work on my discipline, trying to work on becoming better with money and just better in life, generally speaking. And I know that's the theme of the Bible. The Lord wants us to be better. He wants us to walk in a way that's pleasing to Him. And to do that, we have to turn to Scripture to find out. And so this scripture that I picked is a very familiar scripture to people, and I think most of us hear it when we're thinking about money, and it's Proverbs 22:7. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. And so as I think about it, like, not gonna lie, just a moment of transparency, I really want to go shopping. I love new clothes. I love new shoes. I love purses, all of those pieces. And so really want to go shopping. And it's like, okay, I've got not one, but 2 credit cards with 0 balances. And it's just like, hey, just go. You can spend $400 or $500 and you can pay that off very quickly. But just that reminder that I was not created to be a servant to anybody. And I don't want to be a servant to the lender. I wasn't created, to be a servant to any man, right? We do serve Christ. We serve Him as we are directed to do in Scripture. But I have to remind myself that I'm not a servant. I'm not slave to the lender. Or to anybody. I have to make certain that I'm in a position where I'm not borrowing anything from anybody any longer. And I've lived the last several years, won't tell you guys how old I am, but I've lived multiple years being okay with being in debt. And so just really trying to shift that mindset. And this scripture is really, really helpful in that it's reminding me of what I don't want to be. and that I'm doing this and I'm being careful with spending and I'm budgeting for a purpose and I'm budgeting for, quite frankly, for freedom. And so there's a lot more. Like this is $480 to Nelnet. This is $400 to the car. This is $900 to a mortgage. Like that's a lot of money that I could have in my pocket and in my account, and just being generous with other people if I didn't have these debts. And so really truly figuring out how do I want to live, and making certain that I am not just getting in debt just to be in debt because it's acceptable in our country. So really just trying to get it together. And this is one of those scriptures that I think is just really, really helpful. So with that said, without any further ado, I will let you guys go. I hope that this video was helpful in some way for you, entertaining in some way for you. I watch a lot of cash stuffing and budget videos because it's just really motivating and inspiring for me. And so I hope to do that to someone else. I'm holding myself accountable. So please feel free to just leave a comment. That would be amazing. Love to interact with you guys. And I will, I hope that you guys like, comment, and subscribe this video. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much. Peace.